So all we have to do with this is factor it. It says to factor. Took me a while to read through that and figure out that just says to factor, right? It says use all available methods, in particular the conjugate roots theorem, if applicable, to factor the following polynomial. When you factor it, you should be thinking like this. In this case, you got 6 of them, right? But I say what's going to happen is that some of these are repeated and they squish down, is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to get what my possible ones are. So I take 100 and a 1, because that's the last and the first. And what's all the factors of 100 that you can think of? I'll start off. 1 and 100. 2 and 50. 4 and 25. 5 and 20. One more. 10 and 10. I just write 10 once. And then all those go over 1. So I'm not going to rewrite that again. It's just this big set plus minus. So that's all the possibleness. Now what I'm going to do though is it says use any method, any method. And that my method is I'm going to use my calculator. But now what I'm going to do though is I'm going to use my calculator to figure out which one of these numbers there are that it uses. -2? Well, gosh, you just beat me to it. Come on now, give me a chance. So I'm gonna plug this. Well, geez, you gonna tell me all the plots to movies and stuff too? Is that the kind of person you are? It doesn't matter. I never go to the movies anymore anyway. So let's see. All right, so I got my doodad plugged in here and hit graph. So you said -2, -1, 1, and 2. And you can check those out on the table. You can check them out on second trace, but the table tells me quite a few of these, right? 2, 1, -1, and 2. So the table will tell me those. So x plus 1, x plus 2. What are the other ones? Okay, and we've got these other 2 leftovers, right? Well, all I can see in my window and all I can see on here is from 1 to 10. I haven't looked at any of these other bigger numbers, right? 50, 100, 25, 20, and I know 10's not it because I can check my table real quickly. 10, -10 doesn't work, and I can scroll down, or I scroll over here to 10, and 10 didn't work. It gave me some huge number. So you want to use, do you want to keep on using a graphing calculator, or you just want to whittle this thing down with these zeros and see what you get at the end? I have a pretty good feeling it's not going to be any of those big numbers. I just have a hunch it's not going to be those big numbers. I'm going to use synthetic division with these 4 zeros that I've got so far. So I would. And make sure you put these zeros in here, right? Because it skips over x to the, you've got 1x. The 1 comes from here, but then it jumps over x to the 5th, so you have to put a 0 there. And it jumps over x cubed, so I have to put a 0 there. It jumps over x, so I have to put a 0 there. So make sure your zeros are all intact. Okay, so there's that part. Good, because I got a 0. That was what's supposed to happen. Which one do you want to use next? You want to use -1? Got a 0 on that one. Which one do you want to use next? 2. Timeout. Does anyone know what I'm doing here with the synthetic division? Yeah. Does everybody go over synthetic division? Okay. So basically I multiply, and then I get up here, then I add. You multiply, and then you add. You add. You multiply, you add. So you got me a 0 there. What's the last number we know? -2. So 1, -2, 0. Okay. So we whittled this thing down from x to the 6th. That'd be x to the 5th, x to the 4th, x to the 3rd, x squared. There's my huckleberry. If I got it x squared, then I'm good to go, right? So what we can do now is say that this x squared plus 25 equals 0. So move the 25 over, but it's going to be negative, isn't it? And that's why we couldn't see them, because when I take a square root, I'm going to hit the square root. That's going to be i's, isn't it? So plus minus. Took a big jump there. Square root of 25 is 5, and since it was negative, you use 5i. So there's my other two. There's my other two answers. X plus 5i and x minus 5i. I've got all 6 of them. Took all 6 of them.